Well, Aussies are being warned their hip pocket could very soon be impacted by the tensions escalating in the Middle East, with the region playing a major role in global trade.
Yeah, the war is currently disrupting critical shipping routes, and with America warning the hardest military hits are still to come, concerns are growing over the economic impacts here at home.
Here with everything you need to know is Alison Cusack, maritime lawyer. Good morning to you. Well, are freight costs already rising?
Thank you for having me on the show and talking to your audience. Yes, freight costs are rising. So to give your audience a little bit of geographical refreshers, the Strait of Hormuz is next to the Red Sea, so they're two different separate bodies of water. It's best to think of them as tram tracks. So the Strait of Hormuz goes into what we might call a shipping cul-de-sac. And so that goes to the end. I can see it's coming up on the screen here. And then the Red Sea is next to it, and then that cuts through Egypt via the Suez Canal. So we've got two different bodies of water. Currently, in effect, the Strait of Hormuz is closed. There is a lot of legal squabbling over, that. But in operational effect, ships are avoiding the area. So in order to get the cargo moving, they're diverting around the Cape of Good Hope, so around Africa, and that's adding about 14 plus days to the normal transit. And so, in effect, the freight costs are rising. In addition to the freight costs rising, we are seeing a number of surcharges coming through from the ocean carriers. So we've got region charges, we've got congestion charges, we've got specialised containers such as refrigerated containers, reefer. We're seeing surcharges for that. So we are seeing already a cost impost across the supply chain.
Yeah, because a lot of the big insurers won't insure the ships to go through there, so they have no choice. What everyday items are set to be impacted first and when?
So the biggest thing on everyone's mind is fuel. So the Strait of Hormuz looks after about 20% of transit for the fuel. Now, we do have a fuel security protocol in Australia. Internationally, we should be at about 90 days. We are running under that. So the levels that we have now could be 2 to 3 times higher if we were with that international accord. So the issue with the fuel coming in is how disrupted will that be? What will that look like? And then the on-flow. Obviously, Australia moves via trucking. Trucking needs fuel. This is set to have a flow-on impact to the cost of groceries, industries such as mining, industries such as fishing. And so the fuel is the number one thing that I think people aren't necessarily they're thinking of the Bowser and they're thinking of their vehicles, but also how everything moves around the country.
OK, Alison, it's got such a flow-on effect, doesn't it? We'll stay in touch with you as this continues.
Well, with the recent rate hike,